Just in, billions of Obama's ransom payment just surfaced in sickening location. Traitor by Al Waisman for FreedomDaily.com. American people are learning about another Barack Obama lie and betrayal against our nation and people. We are now starting to get reports which confirm that the money Iran received in sanction relief from the Obama administration has in fact gone to groups considered terrorists. Yeah, like we didn't know already. If you all can recall, back in 2016, the Obama administration came under fierce criticism following reports that in January of that same year, the U.S. had illegally transferred $400 million in cash to Iran at Tehran's Mehrabad airport, and interestingly enough, the payment took place the very same day, January 17, 2016, that the Americans who were being held by the Iranian regime as hostages were released. Yeah, we recall that. Although defenders of the payment and Obama lackeys claimed the transfer was not a ransom payment to secure the prisoners' release, they kept repeating it was part of a long-running dispute between the U.S. and Tehran regarding a canceled weapons procurement deal from the 1970s. While the Shah had made a $400 million down payment on the deal before his overthrow in 1979, the U.S. had refused to give the money to the fundamentalist Islamic Republic, which toppled the Shah's government after the deal was scrapped. So along came the most anti-American president in history, Barack Hussein Obama, to make things right with Iran. That wasn't the only payment which took place. The Obama administration later paid an additional $1.3 billion to Iran for what they claim was interest from the $400 million held by the U.S. from 1979 to 2016. Whatever happened to not negotiating with terrorist regimes? That went out the window with Obama, that's for sure. But let's move on. Investors Business Daily reports, since it was revealed the U.S. gave Iran $1.7 billion as part of its 2015 nuclear deal, everyone has wondered, what did Iran do with all that money, with much of it in cash? Now we know a chunk of it went to fund terrorism. Surprise, surprise, I'll say again. The U.S. Foolishly gave Iran the money because both President Obama and Secretary of State John Kerry were so desperate for an Iranian nuke deal that they were willing to bribe the Iranians to go along. And ever since, Iran has treated them with utter contempt for being so weak. Even so, all along the U.S. government was steadfastly maintained that the money was desperately needed by Iran to prop up its ailing economy. They would spend the money on butter, not guns. Yeah, right. Anyway, this is all a farce. They made it seem Obama pocketed money through them, and Kerry pocketed money to keep his mouth shut. You understand? Why do you think they were so gung-ho about giving this money? And why do you think it was done in cash? You think they got it all? No, Obama got some, Kerry got some, and who knows who else got some? Hillary Clinton for sure. I mean, come on, a lot of people got paid off. Anyway, so even so, all along the U.S. government yeah, we read that. Yes, both Obama and Kerry said that some, quote, of the money might get used for evil purposes, but downplayed its significance. Yeah, right. Let's just, not talk about that part. And as recently as last week, State Department official Christopher Beckmeyer told a congressional hearing, it's our assessment that the vast majority of the 1.7 billion, mind you, not million, billion, has gone to the critical needs that Iran has had. Yeah, right. And meanwhile, we don't have any critical needs here, right? Okay. when he went on to concede that he couldn't vouch for every dollar that's going to go in or out of Iran, as you know. Still, he made clear the government believes the money was used mainly for general economic purposes. Don't make me laugh. Well, it was bad enough that a big part of the 1.7 billion, about 400 million, was paid out as a clear bribe for the return of 4 American hostages, a violation of U.S. law. That was a setup. Obama would have never paid for 4 hostages unless he was getting money. Come on. I mean, really, even now, like we have to go along with the narrative. Come on, give me a break. You're going to tell me Obama could care less about American hostages? He wanted to destroy America. He was a terrorist himself. Come on. He paid for the hostages, made it seem like he was paying, so to speak, for the hostages. Could care less. But now we find out from a new report by the American Action Forum, AAF, that 37.4 million of the ransom money likely has been handed over to the Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps, the group that carried out terrorist operations around the world and that has murdered Americans. I mean, really? Applying the official Iranian budget spending levels to the U.S. payment to Iran, the 1.7 billion would mean 37.4 to them. Okay. Paying ransom in exchange is bad policy. Yeah, okay. Anyway, let's just get to the closing here. Since then, under the desperate for a deal Kerry, state has changed its tune, suggesting that somehow the Iranian Guard is no longer involved in terrorism as it once was. Yeah, right, Kerry. This is not mere naivety. It is a lie, and the State Department knows it. They could care less. Who are they lying to? The American people. They don't care. You see what I'm saying? Kerry's pocketing money. Iran is responsible for the deaths of hundreds of Americans. Yeah, so, okay. So, in other words, they're going to pay 1.7 billion to get 4 people back when they're sending? Come on. Anyway, Iran is responsible, and we know that. Regrettably, a foolish and dangerous error. This makes it even worse. Yeah, right. There is even the possibility that the support for Iran is far worse than people imagine. Mark Dubowitz, executive director of the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, says that Iran may have received an additional 33.6 billion. Oh boy. An additional 33.6 billion in secret cash and gold payments facilitated by the Obama administration. Then you wonder why the country's in debt, right? Between 2014 and 2016. Why do you think Obama's walking around like a proud peacock? This was all part of the bribery of Iranian officials by the U.S. as part of the Iran talks and their aftermath. So where did the money go? All of this, huh? This is what happens when the American people decide to elect a charlatan because of his skin color. Americans made the same mistake twice. Yeah, we know that. But I wouldn't say he cheated. I don't know if he cheated. Could be. But what the thing was, he played like he was a black American. Nah, he wasn't a black American. He was a Muslim in disguise as a black American, yeah. And he carries himself very well. That's why he pulled it off. But why he isn't in prison is beyond me. But because, I'll tell you, because of the corruption that's going on in government, one hand is, buttering the hand of the other, you understand, to keep silent. And, can you imagine what kind of job Trump has to clean this swamp up? This swamp runs real deep, and it's real dangerous too. Push comes to shove. So the Secret Service is on high alert. Believe you me, I know that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.